She was in handcuffs inside her own office. Colleagues watched in silence as officers dragged her past the boardroom where she once led million-dollar meetings. No explanation. No warrant. Just suspicion wrapped in skin color. Her heart pounded. Not from guilt, but from rage, fear, humiliation. Cameras rolled. No one intervened. Hours later, the truth would shock a courtroom, and justice would turn its eyes on those who thought they were untouchable. This isn't just about one arrest. It's about what happens when power meets prejudice. This is the story behind Black. Woman handcuffed in her office. Welcome, story lovers. Where are you watching from? Comment your city below. It was just another Monday morning in downtown Atlanta. Vanessa Brooks, 32, arrived early to her job as a financial analyst at a prestigious firm, coffee in one hand, laptop bag in the other. Her corner office was a symbol of everything she had worked for: long nights, student loans, and a quiet resolve to prove every doubter wrong. She was the only Black woman in her department, but she never let that define her. Vanessa believed in excellence, in staying quiet and outworking everyone. That morning, the sunlight bounced off the high-rise windows as she booted up her computer. Her calendar was full back-to-back meetings, reports due, just another busy day. But then came a knock, followed by a second, not from a colleague, and not from someone who should have had access to the 27th floor. Vanessa looked up, confused. And in that instant, her world began to shift. Vanessa stood frozen as two uniformed police officers stepped into her office without knocking. "We need you to come with us," one said flatly. No explanation, no badge shown. Just cold, commanding voices. I work here," she stammered, heart pounding. But before she could gather her thoughts, one of them grabbed her wrist and spun her around. Cold metal cuffs snapped onto her wrists. Her coworkers stood nearby, eyes wide, but no one said a word. Not one. Dragged through the office in silence. Vanessa's heels clicked against the marble floor as whispers followed behind her. In the lobby, she pleaded, "What is this about?" The officers said she fit the description of a fraud suspect. No further details, no evidence. Just a Black woman in a corporate office. At the precinct, they took her phone, her bag, everything. Hours passed. No charges, no lawyer, no apology. Just interrogation after interrogation. When the truth finally surfaced that the real suspect was a man already in custody hours before Vanessa's arrest, the officers shrugged. A mistake, they called it, but Vanessa knew better. She wasn't just arrested. She was humiliated, silenced, erased in front of everyone she once believed respected her, and the firm. They issued a bland internal memo and asked her to take a few days off. That night, as she sat alone on her couch staring at the wall, a decision began to take shape. She wasn't going to let this go. Vanessa stood in court, heart thundering, watching the surveillance footage finally play. It showed everything, the real suspect entering a bank miles away while she was already seated in her office. The timestamp was undeniable. The officers had lied. They'd falsified records, manipulated timelines, and now it was all unraveling. Gasps echoed in the courtroom as the prosecutor revealed internal emails showing racial profiling protocols quietly embedded in their department system. Vanessa's hands trembled, not from fear, but from something sharper: vindication. The judge's gavel slammed down. The officers who humiliated her? Indicted for misconduct and conspiracy, her former firm? Subpoenaed for complicity in the cover-up.in. That moment, Vanessa realized she hadn't just cleared her name. She had lit the fuse on a system built to erase women like her, and it was about to explode. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Vanessa didn't return to her old job. She didn't need to. Instead, she became the voice she never had that day, speaking at universities, filing federal lawsuits, helping other victims fight back. Her case sparked a national investigation, and policy changes soon followed. But for every Vanessa, there are hundreds whose stories never make headlines. The trauma doesn't vanish. It lingers in boardrooms, classrooms, and sidewalks where assumptions turn dangerous. Vanessa's courage didn't just bring justice. It exposed a system that prefers silence over truth. And while she reclaimed her power, the question still echoes. How? Many more have to be handcuffed just to be believed? Because racism doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it wears a suit and smiles in meetings. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.